polynomials. For something to be a polynomial, oh, there we go. What can it not have? Yes.
Fractions?
Fractional what?
Exponents.
Yes, you can't have fractional exponents. You can't have an x squared. Or there's one other thing you cannot have.
A negative number.
A negative exponent. All right. Now, a fractional exponent, I know we don't cover this. You don't learn this until grade 11. But that is basically a variable or a letter under a square root sign or a cube root sign. But if you have one of those, it is not a polynomial. Okay. If I have, let's change this. There we go. All right. If I have this expression, whoops, coefficients. All right, so there's our polynomial expression because there's no variables, or sorry, there's no negative exponents or fractional exponents. Tell me what the terms, the degree, the variables, and the constant term are.
I noticed that one.
That went so far. I think you spilled it.
So what's how many terms? What are the terms there?
X and Y.
Okay, let's start with the variables. What are the variables?
X and Y.
X and Y are the variables.
I knew that.
And I wrote it in degree. Variables are X and Y. Okay, what is the constant term? -7, the one with no variables. And you always take the sign that is in front to -7. What are the coefficients? Yes. Yeah, the numbers in front of each term. 4, 3, and -6.
They're watching a movie.
What is the degree? Oh, there we go. What's the degree? 2. It's the high. Well, is it 2? It's 3 because you add the exponents if there's 2 variables in one term. So the degree is 3. And the terms are, why does this keep glitching out?
Oh no, it looks like we can't do math today.
The terms are these things. 4xy, 3xy, -6x, and -7. If there's 4 terms, what do you call it? A polynomial.
I was so right. I told you one of them was 7.
Save the day.
I can go run and grab more paper.
I'll do it in a sec. What? Okay.
I say we just do good now. Yeah.
What does this polynomial, or what do these algebra tiles represent?
Are you sure it's properly plugged in? Negative.
So if they're filled in, it's negative. So these are the x squareds. What are these ones? The rectangles. X, and there's 2 of them, so it's 2x. And then the single little squares are just numbers, so +3. If it's 3 terms, what do you call it? Trinomial. Somebody said that.
I said it. It was me.
Thank you, Addison. If it's two terms, what do you call it?
2 for 2. Damn.
And if it's one term,
What did you have in K?
no, granola. Or yeah. Okay. Algebra tiles. Like terms. So, what are like terms? Same exponent and variable. So if you're doing algebra, it's same exponent and variable. If you're doing algebra tiles, it's the same shape. So let's just do the algebra tiles quickly. Get them out of the way. Okay, what can I combine here? Squares.
Rectangles.
But if there's squares, what do you do if they're opposite colors? They cancel. So that cancels that.
No rectangles.
The rectangles are all gone. Whoops, and I just erased them. So what am I left with?
4.
How many squares? 1 square, but it's negative because it's filled in. And 4 little tiny ones, so plus 4. If you're doing it with algebra, and I have those two, what are my like terms here? What do you need for like terms in algebra? Same exponent and variable. So that and that are like terms. Always take the sign that is in front. And if you're adding them together or subtracting them in this case, what changes? Does the x squared change? X squared, the variable, and the exponent stay the same. The only thing that changes are the coefficients. So what's negative 2 minus, and there's a 1 there. It's negative 2 minus 1. Negative 3. These two are the same, so x minus 2x is what? What number's in front of this here? 1. So you just look at the coefficients. What's 1 minus 2? negative 1 or negative 1x in this case. And then the final one is 3 minus 4, which is negative 1. So there's our polynomial. And we usually write it in decreasing powers, i.e. highest exponent goes first. So you get negative 3x squared minus x minus 1. All right. That's a review of the first couple of lessons. In your book on page 237, I would like you to do 1, 3, 4, and 9, please. So adding polynomials. So we have 4x squared plus 2. What is going on with this thing? 4x squared plus 2x minus 1 plus negative 3x squared minus 6x plus 1. So how do you add polynomials? Okay, what about the brackets around the second one though? You just remove the brackets when you're adding. Okay? So and I'm going to get negative 3x. Oh. I don't know what's going on with this cable.
It's the HDMI.
I know.
What did you say? Shut up.
Hey, guys.
Sorry.
All right. So what are the like terms here? Hello? 4x. Oh my gosh. 4x squared, negative 3x squared. Gives me just x squared or 1x squared. The 2x and the negative 6x is negative 4x. And negative 1 plus 1 is 0. So this just becomes x squared minus 4x. The adding the polynomials is essentially just like collecting like terms, what we did like 20 minutes ago. The subtracting is where things change a little bit. Oh my gosh. So what do you do when you're subtracting polynomials? Second one here. What do you have to do with the negative that's out front? What do we do, peoples?
Change the, what's it called? Whatever I developed. What?
Change what?
I don't
So the signs in front of the coefficients, what is, there we go. This negative 1 will flip all those signs in there. Essentially, you're adding the negative. A negative and a negative make it positive x squared. The positive 2x becomes negative 2x, and the negative 1 becomes plus 1. So essentially, this negative 1 just flips all the signs in there. Oh my gosh. And then you just collect like terms as usual. 2x squared and x squared is 3x squared. 4x and negative 2x is 2x. And 1 is unreadable. There we go. 2. And you get 3x squared plus 2x plus 2. Okay? That's it. The only real trick is when you're subtracting, that negative must be, it's called the distributive law. We'll see that later on. It'll become more important in math. You just multiply that in. Oh my.
Oh.
237, 10, and 11. Question 12, if you want to know what the bonus question is going to look like tomorrow. And remember, you have a quiz tomorrow on all this stuff, which is the mid-chapter review before we start new stuff. 10 and